Good evening, everybody. This is Daily Recall on for May 28th, 2026. It's almost the end of May this weekend coming up. Hopefully we get some nicer weather. It's starting to look a little nicer, but it's still a little bit on the colder side, even though it's sunny. All right, nothing much going on today either. It's like the dog days of summer have already arrived. So, yeah, I got this, cut on my. I had this razor. And it must have been defective, like, because it cut the hell out of my face. Like, even the cheap razors don't do that. So I don't know what happened there. But it reminded me of 1984, the book 1984, because in that book, razors were like a premium. People had to use the same razor for weeks, and they were like begging their neighbor, "Hey, do you got a razor? Got a new?" And for some reason, they were scarce. And it kind of reminds me of where we're at today. I was at the supermarket the other day, and I was like, let's look at the razors, because I always get the cheap ones, disposable ones, at like the dollar store or something. And it's like $50 for like one blade or two. It's crazy. And they have them locked up, of course, because of course people are gonna steal them. And it's like, wow, like we're in 1984 if the razors, according to the razor situation. So, yeah, they're expensive. I don't know why they're so expensive. I'm gonna have to invest in a good razor. Expensive. All right, let's just look at the news today. Nothing much going on, but I thought this was interesting. If you go to the today's news, for me, the algorithm said this is today's news. I don't know why, but it's funny. It's all, you wouldn't know it's Canada because it's all Indian shit, right? Like Ontario, Canada. You'd think, okay, there's got to be something going on in Ontario or Canada, but it's all Indian. It's like, look, Navdeep Singh Bains labeled Jagmeet Singh too in Ontario Liberal race debate. So that Mario guy, the bald Mario guy, said he's Jagmeet. I don't know why it's trending, but anyway. And then the next one's India-based gang boasts of 1,000 foot soldiers in threat to BC police. Right. Okay, so there's another India, but it's in Canada. And then the last one, Brampton grocery. This is kind of gross, and now I'm worried about grocery shopping in Sarnia, but hopefully it's just Brampton. Brampton grocery sign pleads stop eating cherries in aisles. So basically, I've seen videos of this. They're basically, this guy he's like, let me try some of these cherries, and then he eats the cherries, and I don't know, he spits the cherries, the fucking the seed or whatever, the cherry. I'm sorry, there's a name for it, but anyway, back into the bag. So they have to have a sign now saying stop eating cherries in aisles. Like, wow. I guess that's how they do it in India. They have to try a product, or it's just scamming basically. You get free food. They probably plan their meals around it. So basically all three stories that the Twitter thing showed on my news of the day is Indian related, which is, it's makes sense. So that kind of sums up the problem. Like, we got to that's how influential it is. Like, it's not just a minor immigration issue. It's like the whole country. Look at this. Let's just read this. I don't even know this Navdeep Bains, but he looks a little greasy. He's had a little greasy past. Any cabinet minister, Trudeau's is greasy. So entrepreneur Mario Zalea called former Liberal cabinet minister Navdeep Singh Bains Jagmeet Singh 2.0 to spotlight perceived policy overlaps with NDP leader Jagmeet Singh, noting Bain's full middle name Singh, a common Sikh surname, adopted for equality in the 17th century. I didn't know that. We're learning Indian history here. Okay. Critics like Brampton councillor Gurpur Tap Singh Tour decried it as blatant anti-Sikh racism, while Zalea insisted it's targeted politics, not ethnicity. Oh, he's going to apologize, isn't he? That's hilarious. He's a weak guy. He'll apologize. The exchange amid Bain's May 25th bid to lead Ontario Liberals drew some bigoted replies, but also defenses of fair scrutiny on his Trudeau-era record. Yeah. They're calling him racist for calling him Jagmeet 2.0. That's hilarious. It's like Jagmeet, calling someone Jagmeet's an insult. That's how good a job he did. It's considered a deep insult. Okay. Let's do this next one. India-based gang boasts of 1,000 foot soldiers and threat to BC. How the hell are they getting 1,000 foot soldiers into Canada? Like, what's going on here? 1,000 foot soldiers. How do you do that? So they sent a letter to Abbotsford Police, this Bishni gang. I'm sick of this gang already. The gang designated a terrorist entity. Okay, wait. Gang, they sent a letter to Abbotsford Police, demanded tax payments from businesses and outlined its structure, including payments to new Canadian temporary workers and students for violent acts. The gang, designated as a terrorist entity by Canada in September 2025, uses WhatsApp, extortion targeting South Asian owners, often escalating to shootings after internal rifts. Police note challenges like encrypted apps and cross-province gun movement, while the Canadian Border Service Agency has reported 55 suspects by early May to disrupt recruitment. So it's like, how the hell are these guys all coming into Canada? It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Now they're boasting they have 1,000 soldiers here. They might not have 1,000 soldiers, but how the hell, like, why is it in Canada's interest to have this kind of element? Direct flights from Amritsar. Okay. And this last one, let's look at the supermarket story. Let's see the video, I think. Brampton grocery store sign pleads stop eating cherries in aisles. How long before this comes to Sarnia? I don't know. I'm hoping not. Sign of Food Basics reads, attention Food Basics customers only. Please stop eating the cherries and spitting out the pits. That's the word I was looking for. Damn it. Cherry pits everywhere. Posted online May 28th with thousands of likes and lively replies. Shoppers expressed disgust, while some tie it to Brampton's diverse South Asian. Really, I'm shocked. Diverse South Asian community, comparing it to past incidents like a 2023 Toronto store sign. Produce workers often clean up saliva-covered pits that end up in other customers' bags, highlighting a seasonal issue during cherry time. Yeah, man. The produce guys, I see how the produce guys like to have their produce section all beautiful, and if they see this in Sarnia, I believe they'll go nuts. They'll put a stop to it. They won't let this happen. I know. I've seen them. So there's a sign. Attention Food Basics customers. Stop eating. Oh my God. You know, I'm telling you right now, if I go to the supermarket and I see that sign, I'm leaving. I'll go pay more somewhere else at a nice non-ethnic supermarket. All right. Who lives in Brampton? All right. So yeah, these are the India-related stories. I didn't look for them. It's like chicken bones in Atlanta. Oh, okay. So yeah, deport. All right. I thought there was a video of a guy eating. There is. There's got to be a video. Maybe it'll come up. I mean, it's not a surprise. Like, it's the I've ceased to be surprised. They're always into something. Now it's cherries. Spitting out cherry pits. No big deal. All right. At least it's not rape. All right. Let's look at this day. Wasn't nothing too eventful. Nothing too eventful. I saw that yesterday. Okay. So, Liberal Party leadership race. I'm interested in this race just to see if they're going to put the Indian guy in. And if that other guy, the Eric Lombardi, is going to actually win and do anything. I don't think he'll win. I like his ideas, though. So another Liberal contender in the Ontario Liberal leadership race, Rob Serjanik. Today I officially launched my campaign. So he's an MPP, I believe, to become next leader of the Ontario Liberal Party. Our Ontario families are working harder than ever and getting less for it. We need a government focused on affordability, healthcare, education, and opportunity again. Let's build Ontario. So yeah, the only guy who's talking about immigration is Lombardi. The other guys are like pro immigration, I'm sure. I'm not expecting anything from the Liberal Party. They're just as corrupt as the Conservative Party, unfortunately. But yeah, let's listen to what is. Hold on. I want to hear this guy.
These are the pillars of our province. And the heart of Canada, Ontario. A vast, strong land with resources, driving the economy. Where decisions are made, where things are built, where good things grow, and where innovation shapes our future. My late grandfather came here in the 1950s, working as a farmer in Bradford, the carrot capital of Canada. I grew up in North York, raised by a single mom in a one-bedroom apartment. I was given every opportunity through great public schools. That education changed my life, led me to a career in public service, and now I'm proud to represent the people of Ajax as their MPP. But today, life is harder than it was 8 years ago. Families are working more and still falling behind. The cost of living is too high. Healthcare isn't where it needs to be. And too many young people are being left without opportunity. People are looking for something different.
Yes.
For hope.
Remigration.
For competence. And for solutions.
Deportations.
Because we can do better than this. We can build more homes, strengthen public health care, invest in education as the foundation to a strong economy, and build the Ontario we love. These are the pillars of our province. And when they're strong, there's nothing we can't achieve. I've seen what happens when people come together and believe in something better. In Ajax, we organized, we knocked on every door, we listened, and we won against all the odds, not because of one person, but because of a team. And I believe we can do that all across Ontario, because Ontario Liberals are ready to build, ready for leadership that can win. That's why I'm running to be the next leader of the Ontario Liberal Party. But this isn't about me, it's about all of us coming together to rebuild our party and form the next government of Ontario together.
All right, Rob Serjanik. So, I just want to see how many bus loads for the Liberal leadership party vote that they're going to get. How many people are they going to get that aren't Canadian? That'll be funny to watch. After what happened to Nate Erskine. They destroyed him. So this is the new guy. All right. And we'll keep an eye on who else goes in. All right. Next one. I thought this was interesting. Given Canadians are police forces in Canada aren't here to protect you, unfortunately. But anyway, this Indian guy, he likes to spout off this. He's very anti-Indian, which is kind of funny. He knows what he's talking about. He says, once an Indian puts on a uniform or is given a stick, his transformation into Superman is instant. What's this? Oh. All right, you get the picture. And in Canada, we're recruiting them to the police force. So if this guy who's Indian knows about stuff about India, if he's right about that, then we're giving all the uniforms to him. Here in Canada, they're recruiting them. It's only a matter of time before one of them shows up in my house. Only a matter of time. Give them a badge and they'll break your skull, crack your skull. All right. So next, getting the memes ready for Pride Month. Oh my God. They're already starting. I saw today in some city they raised the pride flag already. It's like it's not even June, man. It's not even Friday. So you could say like, oh, Friday, it's the weekend. No, today they were doing. I can't remember what city. It's oh God. I can't remember what city too, but whatever. It's gonna be all month. We have to listen to it. So here's to start off. Charlie Kirk. They might have killed him for this. I don't know. I still think Israel killed him, but who knows? If you're 18 and think you're the opposite sex, you have a mental illness. If you're 8 and think you're the opposite sex, your mother has a mental illness. Yes. It might have. I don't know. I say the same thing. We have to celebrate mental illness for a month. And to the kids, too. Ugh. Coming up. Pride Month's coming up. Only a few days away. Monday is the start. So when I go to get my kids or drop them off to my school, the great public schools, I'm going to have to look at the pride flag flying high, flying proud. All right, next. Jeremy McKenzie. 180 plus churches don't burn accidentally. This is a clear case of serial arson targeting Canadian Christians, and yet big fat Gary, he's talking about our public safety minister, Gary, whatever the hell his last name is, worried about people being mean on the internet. Yeah, the cops are too. Our police, that's all our police are going to be. Oh. Anyway, Canadian Public Safety isn't a serious organization. You guys find the Diagolon terror group yet? So 5 years after Kamloops, the church burnings haven't stopped. Yeah, this doesn't get any news coverage. You know, all these crazy left-wing Bolshevik wannabes burning down churches because they think, makes them cool. And the government doesn't seem, if it was a mosque or a synagogue, oh my God. All right, next, Tim Hortons. I haven't been to Tim Hortons in like a year almost. I can't do it. I don't want to risk the hepatitis. But, and it kind of sucks the coffee too. Now they're worried about losing market share to Dunkin' Donuts. And they're saying now, we're going to hire Canadians. They had Canadians and they treated them like shit. So that's why the Canadians didn't want to work for them. So they said, we'll just get the Indians to work and we could treat them like shit. And now they're all bummed out because their brand's destroyed. So, but even though they say they're going to hire Canadian now, they're still hiring, but there's not going to be any change. Tim Hortons wants you to believe that they are cutting back on hiring foreign workers. That's false. Right now, I hope it's not. Okay. Right now, there are at least 82 requested jobs for temporary foreign workers at Tim Hortons locations across the country listed on the Government of Canada website. We have the proof. Let's see what he's saying here.
It goes and goes. Shall we just take a quick look at the Canada Job Board to find open LMIA applications for temporary foreign workers at Tim Hortons locations? Let's take a look at what we find. All right, so here we are on the Canada Job Bank website under temporary foreign workers. Let's take a quick look at the search here. Let's just type in nice and simple, Tim Horton. 82 results. Interesting. Let's just take a quick look here. Food service supervisor, LMIA requested. Victoria, BC, counter attendant. Tim Hortons in Quebec. Tim Hortons in Surrey. Tim Hortons in Williams Lake, British Columbia. Canmore, Alberta. Morley, Alberta. Quebec.
It's a scam.
Duncan, BC again. Cold Lake, Alberta.
Cold
you get
Lake.
the picture. All across the country, you have these open applications for temporary foreign workers at Tim Hortons. Everywhere. Let's just double check to make sure there aren't other Tim Hortons that, aren't the coffee company. No. It goes and goes and goes. This is a joke. This is absurd. 82 open job applications for temporary foreign workers at Tim Hortons across the country.
All right. So, anyway, I don't think they're, unless some Canadians, investors buy the Tim Hortons and people who have like a feel for the Canadian market and for the target audience, unless that happens, I don't see them. But I'm starting to realize Tim Hortons is like the colleges. It's like just a way to get people into the country. Like, think about it. You got Tim Hortons all over the country. They bring in temporary workers. Temporary workers work. And then after a few years, they get their PR and they get a different job. And then they bring in more temporary workers. So it's like an immigration mill. The Tim Hortons immigration mill. I didn't really look at it that way, but it makes sense now. And not just Tim Hortons. I'm talking like all the A&W's bad. They're all bad. It's just an immigration mill. These fast food places. Okay. Next. Indian trucker given $2,000 fine for a fiery crash that killed two. It's the latest in a string of lenient sentences given to truckers who have killed Canadians through basic inattention. So yeah, shitty truck drivers killing Canadians. Killing and injuring Canadians and getting off very light. That's the way it is here in Canada. There's more on this, so I got a better post. Next, Smith says referendum necessary before Alberta can move on from separatism debate. So, might as well read this, because it'll affect us, I think, here in Sarnia, if Alberta. It'll affect the whole country, really. But so, Alberta Premier. Okay. She said separatism debate in her province should not be a distraction from energy and other national projects, despite the topic repeatedly coming up at the Western Premiers Conference. Why are they having a Western Premiers Conference? That's weird. Maybe that's not weird. I don't know. I know it's not common everywhere, but when citizens say, hey, we want to have a conversation about something, as 700,000 Albertans have, then I'm obligated as Premier to facilitate that. Okay. So yeah, so there's October 19 is the referendum, for a referendum. So basically it's a non-binding vote to say, do you want a referendum? Are you in favor of a referendum to leave Canada? Not, are you in favor of leaving Canada? It's like, are you in favor of a referendum? So it's like a referendum for a referendum. But that's in October. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, I guess there's nothing on this. Nothing new. I don't know. I think the polls, if you include the immigrant population of Alberta, I don't know if they can get 50% for separation to win this question. So we'll watch. I want to see some polls come out on this, like how close it is. I'm sure there will be. They'll have all summer to talk about it. at the barbecues in Alberta, at the rodeo. The rodeos. They love their rodeos. All right. Speaking of Alberta, there's this the former mayor of Edmonton and a federal MP, Amarjeet Sohi. He was mayor of Edmonton. Remember, this guy's saying, Alberta Radio. Remember, folks, Sohi was voted in by his fellow terrorist pals who've taken over communities in Canada. When one country floods another, you know exactly what that means. Sohi also did 18 months in jail in India for terrorism-related offenses. So, anyway, he's at so now you're going to have the pro-Canada side and the pro-Alberta separation side. So, obviously, he's for the pro-Canada side, but that's what I mean. Like, all the Indians are going to vote no for a referendum. They're not going to vote they don't want a referendum. They want to stay in Canada, of course. They love it here. So, it'll be interesting to see the numbers, the polling numbers on the referendum, because October's not that far away, really. It's June, July, August, so 4 months. Okay. So next. Oh, this is a good photo. Canadian paratroopers raise their battle flag after seizing the airstrip at the Somali village of Beledweyne. Yeah. You notice these guys will actually look tough. Like, they'll kill you. Which they probably did, actually. But they got into trouble in Somalia. I don't know what the details are. I didn't really read up on it, but I know in response, the government. This is when, like, political correctness was becoming stronger and stronger. And so they basically disbanded the whole airborne unit, I guess. But even not just the airborne, just the whole culture. They've, like, feminized it. Because look at these guys here. They're soldiers. You could tell they're no DEI. There's no pink rainbow haircuts there. So that's when they began destroying the Canadian military. It used to be really well respected, Canadian military. Like, killers, Don't mess with them. All right, here's more on this trucker. Jamie Sarkanak, National Post. She's been writing a lot about this stuff, same stuff I've been talking about. Not that I want to talk about it, but it affects you. Like, if the truck kills you, you're affected. So it's not like, oh, I'm obsessed with India. I'm not. Believe me, I'm not. She's not either. But she says, Harpreet Singh pleaded guilty to driving without due care and attention on April 24 crash, where his tractor trailer crossed the center line and collided with a CN Rail work truck. Crown prosecutors, oh God, did not pursue criminal charges against Singh. He was fined on Friday. So yeah, the Crown prosecutors in Ontario, I don't know, maybe it's not their fault, but maybe they're just overloaded and understaffed, but they're garbage. Like, defense lawyers can outmaneuver them, can delay tactic to the point where they'll just drop the charges or reduce them. This guy, I don't know what happened here, but when you usually $2,000 fine for killing somebody for being a shitty driver, it seems pretty lenient in Ontario here. He belongs in jail, something only Crown prosecutors have the power to argue for, and in this case, they didn't even bother. The consequences for killing someone with a giant murder machine are on par with simple insurance violation. That's how much your life is worth to them. Yeah. Certain lives in Ontario aren't worth much to the Crown attorney. Oh, but, if a straight white guy was mowing down people with a truck, you'd bet they would be charging them. So, yeah, they don't care about your life. You could be walking down the street, some dumb driver who shouldn't have a license mow you down in this nice new car with the tinted windows. All right. According to this article, he was driving for Chohan Trucking, probably related to Chohan Freight Forwarders, the carrier that was suspended in 2024 for hitting overpasses in BC. Yeah, they do that here in Ontario too. And that is notorious for spinning up sister companies under new names. This collision happened after Chohan Freight Forwarders was suspended in BC. Yeah. So yeah, the cops will come after you, a law-abiding citizen, because it's easy to destroy your life. But these guys, there's nothing to destroy. Like, they're basically coming from the shithole India or wherever, Africa, wherever, and what are you going to do to them? You can't do anything to them. The cops know that, so they got to come after people like us. Say, hey, we can harass you for minor stuff. Kind of, it's pretty... All right, if the cops feel good about themselves for getting a paycheck to do stuff like that. But, you know, they don't want to go after guys like this, apparently. All right. And that's it. It's a very slow day today. And our cops want to spend $100 million to build a nice new palace here in Sarnia on a police station, but it's not going to help us against criminals. It'll help them watch us. They'll probably have nice drones and camera rooms and data centers. I don't think it's going to help the crime in Sarnia. Totally against it. I believe the new building will mostly be used to target and harass regular law-abiding people. Nice new interrogation rooms. Not to go after violent criminals. You don't expect police to protect you. Yes. It's not just the Sarnia police. It's all the police forces, unfortunately. So if you work for the Sarnia police or whatever police forces, I guess the choice is yours when the shit goes down. But yeah, a lot of lenient sentences in Ontario. Thanks. All right. So yeah, it's a slow night tonight. I'm getting a cramp in my leg too. Our next broadcast will be June 1st, Pride Month, the commencement of Pride Month. And I'm not gonna be obsessed with Pride Month. Whatever comes up on my feed, I'll react to if I feel. That's it. But I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm sure it'll be stuffed in my face. We'll see how stuffed in the face it is of everybody. Anyway, so hopefully we're gonna have a nice weekend, and we'll see you on June 1st, Monday, June 1st.